How does the Supremacy Clause enable conflict preemption? Imagine a situation where a state passes a law that makes it illegal to sell a certain kind of medication, but the federal government has already approved that medication and set rules for its sale. Who wins in this legal tug-of-war? That's where the Supremacy Clause comes into play. Found in Article 6, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution, it states that federal law is the highest law of the land. This means if there is a conflict between state laws and federal laws take precedence and override state laws. This principle is called conflict preemption. Conflict preemption happens in two main ways. First, when a state law directly contradicts federal law, making it impossible to follow both at the same time. For example, if a federal law legalizes a certain activity and a state law bans it, the federal law wins. Second, conflict preemption can occur when a state law interferes with the purpose or goals of a federal law, even if both laws could technically be followed. For instance, if federal regulations aim to protect public health in a certain way, and a state law undermines those protections, federal law can override the state law. The Supremacy Clause gives federal law the power to step in and resolve these conflicts. It ensures that federal policies are not blocked or undermined by conflicting state laws. This is especially important in areas like commerce, safety standards, or health regulations, where uniform rules are needed across the country. For example, federal safety standards for automobiles or food products can preempt state rules that are stricter or different. States must follow federal laws when Congress clearly indicates that federal law should occupy the field. Courts tend to interpret preemption narrowly in areas traditionally controlled by states, like local governance or health laws, unless federal law explicitly states it wants to be the only authority. In essence, the Supremacy Clause helps keep the country unified by making sure federal laws are enforced when conflicts arise. It prevents states from creating rules that could block or weaken federal policies. This way, the federal government can set consistent standards and goals, and states must align their laws accordingly to avoid legal conflicts.